Good evening and welcome to the town board meeting on Thursday, December 4th, 2025. I move that we open the meeting.
Okay. And it's 6 o'clock. And present this evening, we have Supervisor Blackman, council members Revillard, Ham.
And
Is she coming? Oh, she's gonna be late. Okay, not a problem, but at this
And
time.
Ian will too.
Okay, not a problem.
Okay, so I guess we should get started then. I move that we move into executive session.
I second that.
And that's for the purposes of interviews for our committees and boards.
Right.
Is it? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great.
Okay, I think that we start with the Okay, good evening, everyone. Town Board meeting Thursday, December 4th, 2025. I move that we exit executive session and begin the public session.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
We'll start with a pledge, but I'll give everyone a minute because I know that I've been told that I don't. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Emergency exits are the door you came in, and this door with a shade on it. Roll call, Dawn?
Supervisor Blackman?
Here.
Council members Revillard?
Here.
Ham?
Here.
Ahern?
Here.
All present.
We will start with public comment on the agenda items, if anyone has anything. Oh, yeah. Is everyone good with the agenda?
Yes.
Then I move that we accept the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay. Now, public comment on, does anyone have comments on any of the agenda items? Wow, it's unusual. Okay, then we will move. I didn't do a regular supervisor's report last time, so I'm going back in time. Veterans Day was November 11th, and thanks to the residents and veterans who attended, to the VFW and to Vicki Doyle, who's been managing or making this event happen for decades. The sidewalk project on 44, most of the walkway is in and the catch basins were set today. The curbing at the intersection with Broadway is next, and then the asphalt outside of the curbing, the full length of the sidewalk. The contractor's been there with a bigger crew. I don't want to, get my hopes up too much, but there's some possibility that it will actually get finished soon.
Could I ask a question about that?
Please.
So I noticed that there's a big pile of old concrete. Is that gone? It's in Beekman Park. Are they going to remove it?
I don't know if it's gone, but they're responsible for removing it.
They're responsible. That's what I wanted to make sure. Okay.
The highway garage, there's a contractor, H.J. Keller, doing the grading, the site grading, which is basically just pushing the dirt around to get the level around the garage flat and to make an area to put materials and to cut an opening from the road from 22. And they've done an enormous amount of work since November 18th when they started. And the actual beginning of building the structures, the salt shed and the highway garage, we'll have to wait for warmer weather and wait for us to bid and select a contractor. So that's still ahead. The drawings are finished, but we have to go through that process. The first open mic night, unless anyone else calls this, was at Town Hall Auditorium. I think that was the 19th, if I remember correctly. It was a great mix of talented residents performing, not Sharon Kroger, unfortunately. But there was guitar playing and singing of Italian folk songs and telling childhood stories and even poetry. So thanks to John Nowak, who started that, and to Recreation for making it happen. Festival of Lights, I'm sure you're going to talk about Festival of Lights, right?
I can.
All right, you'll probably do better than me. The reorg, the board's reorg meeting, the new board's reorg meeting will be Thursday, January 8th, which is the second Thursday, not the first Thursday because of the holiday. And that will sort of kick off the new board year. And the last thing is I was asked to make an announcement about the roads in winter. In case there's anyone who doesn't know, there's no nighttime on-street parking allowed in Amelia during the winter months. I believe that's November to April, but I could be wrong. I am correct about that. And that's to allow our highway crew snowplows to get through. So just if anyone asks you, now you know. Okay. Dawn, do you want to do the town clerk report?
Yes. So I just wanted to share that the minutes for November 20th were circulated prior to the meeting. Is there a motion to accept?
I
Make
have-
the motion.
I'll second.
Brad, Rosanna?
Okay, I have a comment.
Go ahead.
The only thing that was off is that the motion to pay claims is missing who made the motion and who seconded it.
Okay, so we'll come back at the next meeting. I wish you would have emailed, but we'll.
I did, but it's
table.
too late. Well, can't we can accept it with that change.
Sure, yes, we can. Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it was, I believe it was you and you. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
with that change being amended, still keeping Brad and Rosanna, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, also sharing that the local share was remitted to the supervisor in the amount of $380.45. I am submitting with regret this evening the resignations from Walter Dietrich, who's served on our planning board and our wastewater, and Rogrek, who served on our CAC. Is there a motion to accept those two resignations?
Yes, with regret. I'll make that motion.
Second. Pick
Nicole?
one. I was going
I
to
was
say.
gonna- All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? And as everybody knows, that this weekend is our big holiday of lights and our festival and our parade going on here in town. I really think that it's going to be Judy who's going to give us our highlight in that, and she's going to talk about our recreation. She can share all of the events. Please visit our website page. They have been kind enough to share all the activities going on. But the highlight and the real kickoff of the season truly is our Parade of Lights for the Union Fire Company. Lineup will begin at 4:30 on Mechanic Street, and it'll proceed down Railroad Avenue, up Old Route 22, proceeding down 22 to the light in town, and then as they join down Main Street, I hope everyone will still be here from the days of festivities. Support all of our floats and our lighted equipment that's gonna be flying down, and do some cheering, and we're gonna be exciting in that. But I'll let Judy really have the highlight and share what's gonna be the activities of the night.
Okay.
And with that being said, that concludes the town clerk's report.
Wow, so fast.
And I'm just gonna talk out Robin and thank her for stepping in for me, and I'll be.
Thank you, Robin.
It'll be fine.
Good luck. Let's see, I guess I already told you the status of the Beekman sidewalks, unless people have questions about that under discussion.
No.
No, okay. The water district rates, I know virtually nothing about. Bill, do you want to talk about that?
Sure. Bill Flood, the chairman of the Water District Committee. So you have a copy of the new water rates.
You pass those out.
Or you pass them out?
Started tonight, so it should be from the top.
One would hope. Okay.
Okay.
So the new rates what are proposed will be, from January 1st, will be $12.36. The fee will be charged at the following rate of $45 for single-family residential accounts, $90 for two-family or multifamily residential accounts, and $35 for commercial and municipal accounts.
So did you say 135?
Yes.
Okay.
The new rates will be reflected on your April 1st, 2026 bill covering from the January 21 through March 31. Also, they get a $5,000 gallon credit at this point. That will be done away with the first gallon. The rate will stay about the same. There will be a little slight increase for the residential ones, but the biggest increase will be apartment buildings and commercial buildings, restaurants, and so on and so forth. They're going to pick up the cost of the rates. Obviously, it's needed to cover our cost.
And there'll be no assessment.
And also, they've done away with you've paid in the past an assessment to each property owner. It's been a small assessment of about $30,000-$40,000 a year. That has been done away with. That will not show up on your tax bill this year. So will be just the water rates will be, the water bills will be paying the freight for the water company.
Okay.
Bill, I do have one question, and it's more for the public, is what the average quarterly household usage is per gallon quarterly?
It's going to be about, that's a good question. Let me see.
A letter is going to go out.
We'll send a rate out the next week.
Right, because that'll give people an idea of what they're going to be
Yeah.
paying.
So we'll send
course.
that out.
Yeah.
There's also a proposal to, most people unfortunately pay their bill with their escrow accounts. So probably 50% of the bills are paid on a yearly basis. So they're proposing, Charlie's proposed a $165 fine at the end of the year because you don't pay your bill quarterly. So we're still discussing that. It seems a little high, but we'll see. But the problem is people don't pay their bills quarterly.
Actually, I thought the breakdown I saw was 10% was who go to escrow.
Yeah, that was a proposal, but I think the proposal is like $165 a year.
Yes, but I don't think it's 50% of people that pay.
No, it wasn't.
that-
It was not.
It was only like 10%,
Yeah,
It's a little bit more.
according to what, the last email
Well, it
that we
was-
got.
25% were paid late.
Right.
And out of that, I think it
Yeah.
was 10% that
Exactly. Yeah.
let it go to the end of the year.
I think it's more than that, but we'll double
Yeah,
check.
that's not what we got in the
That's not
latest
what we got.
information.
Oh, okay.
We need to. we need
There's
to
some,
get
right, the
more-
facts and reality are different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. So we should ignore that report?
No, we'll fine tune it
Okay.
when we get to Nancy.
Just don't bet lots of money on it.
So
Okay.
that's it. So
Thank you.
I think did the bids go out? The bids come in for the LaBelle Road yet, or no? I don't think so.
I didn't see them, but I'll
Okay,
find out.
that's it. Any questions?
No.
Okay.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, tower lease agreement requires Ian as well. So I guess we can do the consent agenda. There are 4 resolutions.
I don't think we can, because we haven't had the public hearing yet for the.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, right, because we wanted him to be here for that.
We can open the public hearing and
Yeah.
have it.
Okay, we
Yeah.
could do that, certainly. There is a public hearing tonight on the vehicle and traffic local law, which was posted. Ian would probably be the best person to answer questions, but we'll take our chances.
We need to make I make a motion that we open the public hearing for the traffic law.
Yeah,
I'll second
I'll
that.
Okay.
Beat you that time.
Brad.
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Okay, that's all right.
that's okay.
Just testing this out. Does anyone have any comments on that? I think the intent, first of all, was to move all the parking and traffic stuff into one location. They're in 2 separate locations now. And there were some other bits and pieces. Also, the ability to collect fines, which we really didn't have written up. So that's part of it as well. And again, I don't know if anyone's looked at it and has anything to say, but was that a yes or a no?
I have a question.
Okay, you're gonna have to go to the mic though,
Hi, Vicki Doyle, 320 South Amenia Road, Wassaic. I just had a question about the law. It seems to deal very nicely with electric vehicle charging stations, which I know was part of the impetus of this.
Yes, thank you.
But I also just wondered if it also takes, if it will cover private landowners and businesses that offer public EV charging stations, such as I know Four Brothers. It's just a question I had, whether or not this would make it possible for the town to enforce any parking
That's an
violations.
interesting question. We'll have to ask Ian when he shows. I mean, I wouldn't think so, but but we'll find out.
So that leads me to the second question, which is, Stacy Mantle and I had worked on the original grant for the Mechanic Street EV charging station. We recognize that there is another opportunity with the deadline of late February to get another grant for another EV charging station. Both Stacy and I had done the legwork for the two locations of which we selected Mechanic Street. But the first location that we looked at was in Wassaic, at the Wassaic project, because Jeff Barnett Winsby was very interested in having an EV charging station there at the time. That was 2 or 3 years ago. But he has also voiced interest in continuing that process. At the time, he didn't have enough electric voltage there at the pole that is near the parking space that he recommended, and was very happy to let the town utilize for a EV parking facility.
Are you talking about the pole that's on the raised park in the center?
No, thank goodness, no. It's on his property. He has since upgraded it to have
Oh.
enough electrical voltage to handle both the Max and Mills and an EV charging station, he assured me recently, and is very interested in getting a fast charging EV station. He believes that would help with economic vitality down in downtown Wassaic, and would be very happy to offer the town a right-of-way easement that would allow us to maintain the facility.
Okay.
So the question I have is, if this law pertains to land that only the town owns,
Okay.
then would that not then cover us for maintaining and managing traffic violations, people who are parked there illegally on the Wassaic project, Max and Mills parking space?
Yeah. Okay, well, hopefully he
We'll
will
have
be
to-
here
yeah,
soon.
we'll have to find out. If it's on private property, probably not.
I'm not.
But
Okay, that is my first question, part A and part B.
Okay.
And now I have another question, which is, if we do go for that grant, how do Stacy and I go about volunteering our time to write for that grant? So that might be not part of this public hearing.
Well, I think what we've been doing for grants is just having them run past the town board. I guess we would have to, a sense of the board would be helpful, but otherwise we can ask Ian to put together a resolution, and you could communicate with him in terms of the specifics.
I think there's a lot of questions that come up with that.
There are a lot of questions.
So, before we get to that point, so I think we have to have a conversation with Jeff as a board. I think that we need to take a look at, I think that's the main thing. And so I'm assuming that you do not want to include Christie.
I just, as a volunteer at this point, I don't feel it's within my ability to start charging if I talk to Christy now about this, she was a volunteer at the time when we did the EV station between Stacy, myself, and Christy. We worked hard on it. We worked a lot of hours. But I understand now if I call her, she'll be charging the town, right? Do you have so many
Well,
hours?
If you apply to the town if you get an okay from the town to apply for the grant, then she can work with you because she works a certain number of hours a month
Okay,
for us.
so first is get Barnett Winsby to make sure he's a good player for this. And second of all, get an okay from you guys that you want to do this. And then you give authorization to work with Christie to get onto the portal and such, because.
And she really made a very nice
Process.
process to do that. I mean, it's.
Oh, right,
It's
Christie
really,
developed
it's
it.
really well laid out, kind of an application to do the application, and it's very well laid out. It's
So we'll
all
just-
budgeted,
And-
and it's a very organized piece, so I think that would be very helpful.
And you also may want to just present to the board, even bring Jeff for that, to talk about just, where it would be and what the plan is, and how the grant works? I remember the grant paid for the thing entirely, didn't it?
The entire thing, because we're a disadvantaged community, which is not good, but it isn't good when you're applying for grants. So we would be exempt from having to pay the 20% match. So it's all free money for us as far as I can foresee. Thanks.
If you want to
Yeah,
do a presentation, Vicky, you should just let, I mean, if you're ready.
we have
if you
to, we
stuff.
have to have a conversation with Ian and the board before we could even look into doing that,
Okay.
because of it being Jeff's property.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, hopefully Ian will show up eventually. All right, well, everything that I have on the list now requires Ian. So,
Well,
well, there
we
were no
still-
comments actually on the vehicle.
We still
and
have the
traffic.
Yeah.
public, we still have the public hearing open.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
So if
we
you'd
would
like
need
to
the
close it,
public hearing.
yeah.
you have to make a motion.
Okay, so I move that we close the public hearing so we can move on with the
I'll second.
resolutions.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Then let's move ahead with the consent agenda under resolutions. There are 4. I'll read the,
Robin, do you know the resolution numbers?
I do, so the first one, the adopting the proposed local law would be 138,
okay,
authorizing third amendment for the Verizon Towers 139, 140, 141, and then the appointment of dog control is 142.
Okay, so typically we read,
yeah.
Are we doing the 138, being that it's the proposed?
So we do-
adopting the proposed
it's-
local law?
I can read them, it's okay. So consent agenda number 138, adopting proposed local law X of 2025, repealing 101-10, 101-11, 101-12 of Chapter 101, Street and Sidewalks, and Chapters 113, Vehicle and Traffic in its entirety, and creating a new Chapter 113, Vehicles and Traffic. Resolution number 139, authorizing third amendment to tower lease agreement with Verizon Wireless of East LP, DBA Verizon Wireless. Resolution number 140, appointment of part-time clerk to the
No,
plan.
there are actually 3 stapled together, Nicole. There are other resolutions in, as part of the tower lease agreement. If you flip, if you.
So you're saying there's more,
More
it
than-
shows that there's only 4 resolutions here.
She's reading from.
Yeah, but it has multiple parts, I guess. Well, I don't know.
Still the same resolution.
It's all the
It's all
same
the same
resolution.
resolution.
She's
Yes.
reading from the agenda.
They're
Yeah.
numbered differently.
Yeah.
They're numbered individually.
Mhm.
Well, it's,
Here, take this and take a look at it. This is what was in our package.
But this is all part of.
it's all the
this-
same
this-
resolution.
This is all the same.
So
resolution.
resolution number 141, amending bylaws for the Town of Amenia Recreation Commission. Is there a motion to accept those resolutions?
I think that's the last.
I'll make that motion.
Did you get through
Brad
all
made
of
the
them?
motion. Yes.
Second?
Okay.
Anybody?
A second.
Rosanna?
Rosanna, second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The other one is non-consent,
Right,
so we have to vote on that.
right. And that's the dog control officer. and
Yes.
we,
Number 142.
Yes, although we haven't discussed it, but I guess we can discuss it now.
Well, I'm gonna, do you have the name? Do you have the name?
No. And
I have a few names. We
You
just
have
need to
it?
decide.
I have,
Hmm.
I know of one, I don't know if the one is Anthony DeBonis, I'm not sure.
Right, and the other one was Kenny, what's his name? Just give me 1 second.
We just need
The
a
other was
last.
Kenny Wallace.
Wallace was the
Yeah.
last name?
And we found out that they're both acceptable to Dutchess County personnel.
So do we want to,
I think we
Vote
just
on
have
this?
to-
I think we need to table this, and I hate to do that, but it seems like we are unprepared for this.
Okay. All right, so you move to table it?
I'll second it.
Okay. All right. Okay. I believe we have some other matters And with comments?
Yeah, other matters, just want to let you know that the Amenia Free Library is having their annual cookie walk on Saturday, December 6th, from 9:30 to 12:30 p.m. The snow date is Saturday, December 13th. And you can choose from a variety of cookies made by local bakers, and they're very good. One dozen is $8, and 2 dozen is $15, and the proceeds go to the benefit of the Amenia Free Library. So I would highly recommend that you all go there on Saturday. It's going to be a busy week.
Great.
And
Anyone else?
Can I see
I
that?
just also wanted to mention, though, you did mention the reorg meeting on January 8th. So typically, the town board meetings are the first and the third Thursdays of the month. January, because the first of the month is actually New Year's Eve. So we are luckily, we have 5 weeks in January. So the 2 meetings in January are going to be off schedule. They're going to be the 2nd and the 4th Thursdays of the month. So they will be January 8th and January 22nd. The reorg meeting will start at 6 o'clock.
Okay, anyone else? Then I suggest we back up for things that, that required Ian. We didn't get any comments on the public hearing for the vehicle and traffic local law except for Vicky Doyle, who was asking specifically about EV charging stations, and whether, you can take your coat off.
Well, first she wanted to know if this applied to private properties, like, so like, for instance, like Four Brothers that has EV charging stations, would this local law apply to them?
No, so
Did
a
I get
local
that?
law like this wouldn't apply to a private, not unless that private entity requested from the municipality that they pass a law that law enforcement could enforce it on private property. So there's a process for that. This would not create that. This is basically just to enforce what's on our property, which is this charging station. So it's just for this charging station.
So I have a further question.
Sure.
That was the part A. And the part B is, if the town elected to go for an additional grant to put an EV charging station on a private organization's parking lot, of which they would allow the town to have a right-of-way across it for the life of the equipment, would it then be possible to use this law as it stands to enforce the parking there?
I don't think that it would. I think we would have to make the amendment to the local law at that time if we were going to do that. And at that point in time, we may even, if this is going to be, if you're looking to do more and more of them have a number of different locations, we may want to start to specifically name the locations within the local law. We could structure it a couple different ways depending on what the intent of the board would be going forward at that time.
So this is a perfectly amendable opportunity. It's not a huge job to amend this local law.
No,
Thank you.
once the regs are
Yeah.
in place, we can just add locations, or you can add, we'll see how this works too, right? And if there's things that aren't working, or we want to change the number of hours or time that we have, there's things that we can do to help regulate it.
Mhm.
Mind you, some of this local law is backed into the agreement that we had with the grant, so as long as we aren't conflicting with those two.
No, I would think, yeah, unless there's some weirdo thing happening that we didn't anticipate. Can I also then ask, it was my observation that you were very, very specific about parking areas where it's allowed and not allowed on Mechanic Street. A similar situation occurs in downtown Wassaic, in my humble opinion. It's not obviously clear where people are allowed to park and where they're not allowed to park. And so as you drive through Main Street, which is narrow and constricted anyway, it becomes kind of a surprise as you cross the bridge, and what are you going to face? Because sometimes there's oncoming traffic, but there's not two-way traffic. People park in creative ways, and it's not clear to anybody whether that's correct or not. And even in front of the post office, there's like an informal
Facing
spot.
both ways, like, I've seen cars facing both ways,
Right.
right through there.
Well, that was the reason that we proposed hiring a landscape architect to look at that. I mean, that project enhancement started like 2 years ago, and much of the issue has been getting clear title, because apparently there's some map from a long time ago that shows some weird triangle of land that is unclaimed. So the latest is that Ian is looking to hire a genealogist so we can see if he can find.
A genealogist?
I swear to God, to find the owners. I mean, they have the owners up to 1909, I believe. And it's a matter of trying to find, is that right?
Yeah, I think it's like 1918.
Oh, yeah, because I think it went a little further. Anyway, and it's trying to find the owners since then, to track them down and see if there actually are survivors in that family.
So, yeah, assuming all of those legalities finally come to a close, we could amend this law in the future to manage Wasaik's parking.
You can amend your law and instill parking regulations on any town-owned road at any time. This law actually didn't change what was on Mechanic Street. I didn't draft that. You had that existed.
Okay.
What didn't exist was any enforcement provision for it, which now we've created.
Okay.
So there's provisions for that. So this law was really, we took what we had and created enforcement, added the EV charging, added some towing capability, and procedures for all of that. And that's the real thrust of it. Now, Mechanic Street, it's come up numerous board meetings. A lot of people have expressed concerns about the parking on Mechanic Street. If we want to go back and really look at that, reevaluate, remap it out, we certainly can do that. We can put in proper signage to make it more general or narrow, however we want to structure it. We absolutely have control to do that as long as it's on the town-owned street.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There was another Ian item. We actually approved the tower lease agreement, but I thought maybe you would explain it to people.
Sure. So we own a tower. On that tower, there are a number of different leases from utility companies who pay the municipality to rent space on that. This happens to be one of those leases. They're updating equipment on that tower. When they update the equipment, they basically they'll do a lease amendment. And what was nice about this particular lease amendment is that it came with an increase in the amount to the lease, which I think is a very favorable amount for the municipality. And we share in that lease with the management company who manages the property for us. And I think it's a very beneficial situation for the municipality.
And just so people know, this is the tower that's at Washington Court, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, there you have it. So, I don't think we got to public comment on all business. Any comments? Go ahead, Judy.
To fill in a little bit more on the question of a charging station in Wasaik, it involves applying for a grant, which the town, it would be a town grant. My understanding is that the one up here involves a contract and maintenance and oversight by the town. That would have to be on a charging station that was on private property, so it's a little more complex than it might seem at first. The other thing is recreation. We are having our festival and parade, Festival of Lights and Parade, on Saturday. Sunday. I say that every freaking time. Sorry about that. It will start from 2:30 to 4:30. There will be lots of activities. We're still working some of them out. There'll be games and activities at the library. There will be elves wandering around with punches that children who come and get a ticket can have it punched, and if they get all 5 punches there are different ones from different elves, They can go and get a bag of very nice goodies at the end of the day. There will be fire pits by the basketball court. There'll be hot chocolate given out there. There'll be a tree lighting there. The announcement for the Citizen of the Year will be held there at 4:30. And the parade will, of course, start at 5 o'clock. We're going to be having someone who will do some, I didn't do that, I swear, who will do some announcing and music. We're going to have sing-alongs, we'll have little books with Christmas carols, and we're hoping all will go smoothly and it won't be like 20 degrees, so nobody wants to stay outside. So we're looking forward to that. We're also having a Celtic choir at the town hall again on the 20th. That's a Saturday, so that will be at 2 o'clock at the town hall. So we hope everyone can come and enjoy that. I'm pretty sure that's it. Have I forgot anything?
No, I just want to add to that, I don't know if anybody's gone to Millerton's or Pine Plains Parade of Lights, but there is a lot of participation this year in the Parade of Lights all over. And I actually had a question from a friend of mine who's done all the parades and she plans on being in Amenia. It's actually R&R Construction. They were asking if it's okay that they throw candy out
Oh, yeah, we're going to have candy.
during the parade.
During the parade,
Okay.
yes. Not during the day, but from the
Yes, from the-
12th, they can
yes,
throw the
okay.
candy out, yes.
That's, she had asked, and I said, I think, I've seen cars do it, but I've seen some of them do it before, but I wasn't sure if it was.
Yes,
around
and
the
Rick,
car.
Rick is going to provide some to give to anybody who may not have had some, so,
Okay.
so the kids will be going home all sugared up, so.
Nice.
So it passes in front of my office building in Millerton, and we usually have a crowd out in the street cheering on, and this year, it was huge.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh, your
mean,
lips to God's ears, I hope,
exponentially
I hope
huge.
we get that,
Yeah,
yeah.
R&R has 3 vehicles this year.
Oh,
Well, that was the thing that really
excellent.
surprised me, was a cement mixer with the mixer rolling with lights on it.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
we will be having
Yeah.
Pictures with Santa, too. How could I
Yeah.
forget that? They're going to do Pictures with Santa at the Silo Bakery, and you can either, Amanda and Cassidy will be there with Polaroids, but people can use their own phones if they want to take a picture, too. So we're looking forward to it. Hopefully, it will be a good enough day, as I say, that people will want to stay.
Great, thank you so much.
I'd just like to add to that.
Please go ahead.
Walter Dietrich, 4887 Route 22. I'd just like to add, to tell the people to be careful about throwing the candy, because I was cleaning up candy all spring long off my front lawn. Thank you, that's all.
We'll get the L's between them.
It was fun.
Anyone else? Okay, then, was there something else?
Do we need,
Okay, then I move that we close the public comment and. What? That's what I was going to say. Okay. And that, and the public portion of the meeting and move into executive session.
For,
Hold on a second, for discussion of sale or acquisition of town-owned real estate and a personnel matter.
I'll second.
Thank you.